Your company is called Casita. Why small house? And why go for Spanish?
My house is called La Casita, and it all came from a holiday in Mexico.
Have you noticed that there is any difference before you changed the branding and then after you've had the branding?
Yeah, a huge amount. I think the main thing is where I'd invested money, it gave me more of a push.
Your company is called Casita, which is the word that is derived of Spanish, Latin.
It is, yeah, it means small house.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So why small house? And why go for Spanish?
Firstly, what I deal with are small affordable homes up north. So the name kind of fits.
Yeah.
My house is called La Casita, and it all came from a holiday in Mexico where I was planning to propose to my wife, my now wife. And I was looking for a long time as to what to do, how to do it, and got in touch with the Hilton in Cancun, and they erected this hut on the beach for me. So I rented the beach, and it was called a casita. And we had the most amazing night, meal on the beach in the evening, and big bonfire and a bed on the beach. Incredible. And we came back, we bought our first house, and it just kind of fit quite nice that La Casita would be a good name for the house.
Wow.
And then when I was building the business and I was thinking of a name, I just thought, you know what, Casita just fits in line with what the brand is about. And at the time when I set it up, it was called Casita Properties, and I wanted it to be that way, and it was very corporate and that. But like we spoke off air about branding and stuff like that, I employed a branding company a year into it, and I paid them a lot of money, but what they gave me was a huge education in the mindset and everything like that around the way people view colours and shapes and fonts. And we decided to drop the word properties because, one, it would make people question, what do you do? Who is Casita? What do they do? And secondly, it was a talking point as to what is Casita? What does it mean? And it was crazy to think just a small tweak like that would create such a good buzz. But more recently, everyone's seen Encanto, and they all think I created this brand from Encanto, which isn't true. It was created 7, 8, 9 years ago. But yeah, it's just that it's got a bit of meaning to it. So
that's beautiful. Yeah. So you paid this company to do the branding for you.
Yeah.
You said you paid them a lot of money.
Yeah.
10K, I think I heard.
10K, yeah.
Someone be like, oh my God, 10K to spend on just a logo, but they don't know that there is a huge psychology behind it. Yeah. So do you mind sharing a little bit about that for me?
I think I look at the way people would look at the business prior to that, and it being this corporate logo that I designed using Photoshop and stuff like that, and then seeing how people respond to it now, straight away I can see the value in money that I spent. But the main thing is like the psychology, like you said, behind what an uppercase logo would mean. It would mean quite corporate and aggressive, or a sans serif font to a serif font, and what a colour would signify, and blue being calming and orange complementing blue, and not having red because it's aggressive. Like, there were so many justifications. It wasn't, do you like A, B, C or D? It was like, do you like A because A stands for X, Y, Z, and probably good like 10, 15 bullet points on there. And then B would be this. And it was like, so what impression do you want to give people when they visit your website? Is it that you're inviting? Is it that you're fun? Or is it that you're corporate and you're a company that only serious people should come to? And then that translated into the way they designed the website, whereby instead of having meet the team, it was meet the family. And they included my dogs on there as part of the team, and very comical titles like Chief Chair Stealer and Head of Security. And it just kind of, it fitted in with the way that I would never have been able to build a website or a brand myself. So it was a lot of money, but it's worked really well in my favour. And I'd recommend people to get a proper brand company to set them up.
It was worth it, absolutely. Well,
100%.
You might get some recommendations from you as well. It's colors as well.
Yeah.
Did you choose the colors, or is it part of?
So I had like a dark navy and a gold when it was my logo, and I had like a Times New Roman style font, and it was very corporate and aggressive. And it was really blue was calming, orange and yellow were good colours against it, so we went for that. And then there were different shades of sort of bluey greys and slate, and it was all explained exactly why that particular brand palette would be good for any marketing that we use, and how they complement and how they make people feel, and how the eyes would focus on certain colours. So if there was a word that I wanted to emphasise, it would look good in this colour against that background. So it was a good life lesson as well, because it was information then it wasn't just for the branding, I could then take that away in everything that I've done since then, in the way that I work as well, and the way I post on social media. So almost like an education as such.
And it has helped you in many aspects as well. So now I know Casita because wherever I go to whatever event there is, it's always, oh, that's Casita.
Yeah.
Even without having to, do any research, because it's everywhere. It's calming to the eye. It's beautiful. We know it's Paul Stapleton. Well, great to attach the brand to your name. I love it. Now, have you seen any difference? Have you noticed that there is any difference before you change the branding and then after you've had the branding?
Yeah, a huge amount. I think the main thing is where I'd invested money, it gave me more of a push to push the business out more than I was already doing, because I wanted a bigger return on investment.
Yeah.
And I think it was more inviting to people as well. But I think everything we do, people are looking at it, and there's a lot of people looking. There's not a lot of people liking what we do. They might like it, but they don't physically like it.
Right.
And I think the change on the format of how I post, and it being more personal now, so I've stepped in front of the brand as such and become the brand. I think that's the biggest change that I've seen, is created a really nice brand and it's inviting and it's there in the background. But the biggest change that I was advised to do was, you need to step out from behind the desk and behind the logo.
Yeah.
And Casita Properties needs to be Paul Stapleton, and people will buy into you, not just the logo, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank you for tuning in and liking and being so engaging. I'm loving the love and the support you're showing me every single episode. If you have any questions, make sure you follow us on all our social media and leave all your comments and your burning questions in the comment section down below. If you're listening to us through the audio platforms, Spotify, iTunes, or if you're watching us on YouTube, do not forget to give us a subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to the Diaries of Success. I was your host, Hajar Beyaz. Until the next episode, do not forget to live your best life.